So without further ado, hello and welcome
Hi
back to another episode of Film Focus, our weekly independent movie review show, in which we're looking at more films and trailers that have been released this week, on DVD and all that sort of shebang. I'm Fred Black.
I'm Anthony Squire.
Yeah, that's who we are. And who you are isn't important. We're the ones giving the reviews out here, obviously.
Every opinion is as good as another.
Except when it comes to Michael Bay's.
Yeah, I'll put in Michael Bay's one side.
Except when it comes to Michael Bay.
Why did he do what he did with Transformers? But I'm not going to go down that route.
Mm-hmm.
On a happier note, this week we got to watch Fright Night.
Well, on a happier note for you, so our first film is Fright Night, which is a remake of some 80s horror comedy thing. And it stars Colin Farrell and Anton Yelchin, and oh my god.
Oh my god, it was beautiful.
Well, yeah.
The pace of the film was good. The comedy was good. The overacting, the acting was so beautiful. It was so bad. It was good.
No, yeah. Well, I don't think the comedy was intentional either. And this is where we disagree on our opinion of the film in general. But with this film, I think we disagree mainly on on pretty much every aspect of it.
But how could you not like it? I mean, it's a Saturday night horror film. You know,
it's not even that scary. I mean, the plot of Fright Night is Anton Yelchin gets like warning signs from an old friend of his that his next door neighbour is a vampire, and he doesn't believe him obviously until teenagers, people in his class start disappearing.
Yeah.
And then he gradually realises, oh shit, he is a vampire. And then tries to take down Colin Farrell with no one else believing him, essentially.
Can I tell him about the explosion scene?
No, because that'll ruin it. There are explosions in it and all that, just to add some Hollywood glamour to it.
Yeah.
But, it's set in, like, small suburban Las Vegas, isn't it? Just like a whole, like, development site. And, just like, purpose-built houses on the outskirts of Las Vegas, and it looks good. I mean, it's all very dark and moodily lit, but it was just, I really didn't like it at all. I'm not going to be as harsh with it as like I was with Apollo 18 and Change Up.
Apollo 18 was different. Yeah, leaving Apollo 18.
But this film, I was just so disappointed with it. I didn't find it scary. I mean, I might have like jumped a few times.
That's because it just was meant to be scary. It was purposely done, like the overacting, the cheesiness, the corny background music, but it still moved at a good pace. It was
You've
still
been tainted by B movies, haven't you? I don't think this.
I think this is a film more for proper B movie horror fans. It isn't a B movie; it's a remake, but it's
same thing nowadays.
It's on the right lines,
I really don't think I didn't find it scary. I'm not sure if it was going for pure horror or pure comedy or a mix in between, or whether they were going for a completely different interpretation of Fright Night, because in the credits it says based on the film Fright Night by blah blah blah, and then there's and then it says written by someone else. So I don't know if they're just taking the general concept of Fright Night, like a boy lives next door to an evil vampire, and just completely blowing that into a different country or something,
I'd say it was more of a mixture of horror and comedy.
But then it was unintentionally funny. I think it was unintentional.
It's your average Saturday night horror film, switch on the TV.
Which isn't scary.
Yeah, but I don't think it was meant to be scary.
But how can you call it a horror film if it's not scary?
Not meant to be scary in terms of... No, take that back.
I'm just saying, I mean,
It was just so overly acted. You couldn't...
Well, yeah.
It couldn't be scary.
I mean, Colin Farrell...
Oh, he was spot on.
I don't think... I wasn't intimidating. He's not intimidating. He's not scary. The fact that he needs to eat and drink during the film is a bit weird. The fact that he eats apples and he drinks beer... When he's a vampire and he doesn't need to do that shit.
Shows the researchers did their job right.
No, they didn't, actually. Obviously they didn't, because, he drinks blood and that's all he lives on. That's just the thing. a bit confused by that. I thought they were going down a little bit of a Twilight thing with that.
You got to let Twilight go.
I can't let Twilight go. Shut up.
Whatever scars it's given you, you've got to find.
They are many and varied.
But you got to learn to let it go.
There you go. But he just was a bit. His performance was just a little bit awkward. I mean, when he's talking to Anton Yelchin, his little kid, this sort of like teenager, about his family background, and like he kind of guesses, oh, your dad left you, didn't you? And it's just so like Hollywood to again give him such like a sad background. Oh, your dad left you, did he? Oh well, we meant to feel sympathetic for you, so you feel more possessive towards your mum. I was like, I don't care. All right, I don't care.
The bad acting it's one of the reasons why I love this film, because it was just so cheesy. The corny background music. There
was a lot of that, wasn't there?
It is Saturday night horror. You know, you come in from the pub or.
Well, you compared it to like One Tree Hill and OC with a vampire shoved into it.
Come on!
And I think
the high school scene's like, what are we gonna do? Yeah, okay. I'm just like.
And I think you're pretty much spot on the mark there, but. Probably the fact that I hate OC and One Tree Hill did not really work for this film at all. I really just did not get it. I mean, there's.
I'd say this film's more for like horror fans, you know, or if you like more for horror fans. If you're looking for something genuinely scary, I'd leave it alone. But if you're looking for just get a few mates round, have a few beers, this is a really brilliant film to watch.
I didn't quite know what to make of it, and I still don't. After and this was one of the first films I watched as well, because I got this film first, along with the film we're going to talk about next. Literally a week on, I still don't know what to make of it. I still don't know what if it's like pure horror, pure comedy, or mix of the both, or if it was just going for something, you know, fling a bunch of scenes together and hope it sticks.
I think it was going for a mix of the both. It couldn't really be one or the other.
But either way, it just didn't work for me, and I was just sat there slightly bored. And can we just mention David Tennant? Yeah. David Tennant's character is the most pointless waste of space in this film.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. David Tennant, I mean, he was swearing way too much.
He's essentially, he plays this stage magician, like Las Vegas stage show guy.
Who just happens to know.
Yeah, he specialises in the supernatural and stuff like that. And he happens to know all about the vampire that's terrorising Las Vegas. And he is he's really rude, really crude, and just incredibly vulgar, and unnecessarily so. It's just like, let's get this really badass character who's actually kind of a coward.
Yeah,
and it was just ineffectual.
You're right. He wasn't needed in the film. I mean, I gave this film a 9 out of 10. David Tennant is the reason I didn't give it a 10 out of 10, because he swears too much. And
you gave it a 9. You gave it a 9 out of 10.
Like I said, it's for horror. It's for proper sort of horror fans who like their low budget horror.
I don't think we can do this show anymore. This difference of film, but this difference of opinions has gone way too far. I gave it a 4 out of 10, which is a 4, which is just.
You don't know your horrors.
I think I do know my horrors. I know some really good horror films. This wasn't one of them. This was so poor.
This was meant to be poor. It was done in a style of being poor.
I mean, come on. You come with people are meant to be making a poor film. Yes, we know this film is shit. Let's continue regardless.
You've got some films which can be so bad they're good. Troll 2.
Troll
is an example of this.
Troll 2. Actually, I would agree with you there. That is just incredibly shit, but really, really fun at the same time.
I mean, the scene the guy in the flower pot, they're eating her. Then they're going to eat me.
Oh my god! Which, if you haven't seen Troll 2, I mean, it's one when you've got a lot of this stuff, when you've got a lot of alcohol around, and you just have to have a few with it.
Fright Night, I think it was good.
I think it was bad.
It was horror. It wasn't taking itself seriously. You can have a laugh.
I can't believe. I still just don't know what to make of it, and the explosion scene, which we talked about before the show.
Oh, that was brilliant.
No, it still does not make sense in my brain. And when it's pretty much
up a house.
It's pretty much the only explosion in the film, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you see Fright Night, and if you have seen it, what the hell is going on with the explosion scene? Because you know what I'm talking about. And I don't get why he would suddenly do that.
He was trying to get them out of the
house. I don't get it.
He thought he could
for a vampire trying to lay low.
Maybe
he's doing a really shit job of it. But I think we should kind of leave that as it is. Yeah, big thumbs down and a 4.
Beautiful.
A 4 out of 10 from me and a
9 out of 10.
Oh my god, 9 out of 10. I can't believe that.
If David Tennant hadn't sworn so much, it could have got a 10.
He was completely ineffectual in the final fight as well, but that's beside the point. We're moving on to our trailers of the week then. There are a really, really short supply of trailers out this week, so we've only got 4 per episode. But usually we have like an abundance of trailers, and we have to actually like
choose
quite a few. We have to cut, yeah.
On the plus side, though, at least we didn't have to spend too much time choosing which ones, because obviously 4 in each.
Yeah, 4 in each. So we're all good. So the first one is a pretty stupid-looking thriller called Seeking Justice with Nicolas Cage.
Basically, what we made of the trailer was Nicolas Cage's wife gets killed. Then
she doesn't though, does she? She gets like brutally injured. She doesn't, because she does come back. She's like brutally injured.
I thought it was a different blonde.
Was it? I thought it was the same one.
I'll have to watch.
This doesn't actually make it clear then, obviously.
In short,
so yeah,
a group of people offer to avenge the attack on his wife. Whether she died or not, I don't know. But he's like, yeah, go for it, do it. But they want him to help them, and he refuses. It's just Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage again.
Yeah, I mean,
curious about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Nicolas Cage is pretty watchable in anything, even if he does do the same thing over and over again, like Keanu Reeves does the same thing over and over again. Yeah, his films still make millions. But yeah, I think I'm not sure if it's going to top the brilliance that was Drive Angry. Come on, that was fun. I have to admit that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. But it probably won't top the insane fun that was.
No.
But it's interesting. It'll probably just be a Saturday night thriller, won't it? You just stick it on, switch off your mind, and go. So yeah, we're all that. And next up is the special preview clip for Man on a Ledge.
Yeah. The preview. The trouble was, it went on too long. It gave too much away.
Yeah, and I would agree with you on that. I mean, it still looked very good, and I will end up watching this. It definitely looks like an original kind of thing to be doing, but it was the special preview that just popped up on Apple like a week ago.
It just gave too much of the storyline away.
Yeah, it was like 4 minutes long, so I was kind of expecting it to give a fair bit away. I mean, it couldn't be like all secretive at 4 minutes long, really.
True, but I think it was a mistake for them to do a 4-minute trailer. It just gave too much away. I mean, my favourite trailers are the ones where they're brief, straight to the point. It shows you the actors, something like an explosion happens or someone gets kidnapped. Then the name of the film comes and like, wow, what's going to happen in this film?
Yeah, sometimes to keep you guessing.
Yeah,
if they can keep you guessing, that's definitely a sign of a good film. But this one, obviously, just
it could be good.
We're not guessing that much with this now. We know exactly what the plot is and what he's trying to do, which is the basically the mystery of the film.
He's been framed for a crime he didn't commit.
So he says, anyway.
It could be a good film. It's a wait and see, really.
Yeah, I think it is. Next film, which you say you like your brief trailers. This one was very brief. It's called The Pursuit of Loneliness, which is a happy trailer.
Yeah, everyone was smiling to the camera.
Yeah, but we have no idea what was going on in this one. Either we couldn't hear it. I mean, I couldn't really hear what was going on, what was being said, but it didn't really seem to have any sort of plot or...
It was just a whole load of emotional scenes
with
one after the other.
And then featuring like retirement homes, and... It's not a documentary, it's a drama as well. It's a fictional tale, but...
I'm guessing someone's relative dies and the film is about them coping with their loss.
Yeah, but you're just clutching at straw. We don't know what it's about because it really did not tell us anything. That said,
like the trick though. Keep people guessing.
Yeah, so they keep looking into it. What it's about. It'll definitely, because the website popped up as well at the end of the trailer, and we're just like, get more people to look at that because you don't know what's going on. But yes,
but at the same time, It could swing either way. Bad, good.
It could do. I mean, we just don't know what it's going to be like. It was a pretty nonsensical trailer, really.
I did like the next trailer, though.
Oh yeah, Mirror Mirror, which is a new take on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in live action form. And it the thing that got me about it is it's directed by a guy called Tarsem Singh.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you would have heard of him. I don't know if you've heard of him, but
he did someone else.
No, but he directed a film I really love called The Fall. The Fall, which is it's some sort of it's really kind of vividly shot, loads of bright colours, like stunning imagery, and it's a really good film to watch. Obviously, what else would you do with a film? But this is the same guy. These are the jokes, folks. But but without his name attached to it, it still looks like a really good film.
I just loved it with the Prince Charming smiles on one of his teeth.
Yeah, it's a lot because when I saw Tarsem Singh's name put onto it, I thought it was going to be quite like a dark and brooding film, like a really kind of serious take on Snow White. But no, it looks really nice.
They couldn't have done that. They couldn't have had a dark like Snow White.
Well, have you seen Snow White and the Huntsman?
No.
The trailer for that looks pretty kind of, well, not dark, but it looks kind of more serious than this one. And this one would look like a fairly light-hearted family comedy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a family comedy. It does look good. I want to see it when it comes out.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely interested by this. I mean, it could swing either way, whether it's actually a good film or not, or whether the imagery just takes over completely. But that being said, it still looked really good, and I'm definitely interested to see it. And we've run through those really quickly. I mean, we were going to review another one, but the trailer just doesn't like us. So the website just deleted the trailer, so we were just like, ugh. Can't really pick it. Can't really catch a break on the internet, can you?
And this brings us on to the second film,
yeah.
Killer Elite.
Oh, Killer Elite. It's what you got to quote it as here. You look like you're about to do the quoting thing.
It had the right ingredients for an action film. It's got Jason Statham. It had the right ingredients in terms of you had the right actors, the right setting. The story. The story was good.
Yeah, the story was good. I mean,
but it moved at such a slow pace, and nothing ever really happened.
Yeah, I was surprised when we picked this up. We picked this up in Blockbuster, and I'm like, oh look, that's looked like a relatively new film. We haven't seen that before. Oh look at the cast list: Jason Statham, Clive Owen, and Robert De Niro. How the hell have we not heard of this film? Because it was shit. That's why. Because it was really bad.
It was boring. It dragged on.
The plot actually, and as you say, it's got everything working for it. The plot is actually quite good. I mean, you've got Jason Statham and his mentor Robert De Niro as like two hitmen, who, and one of them Robert De Niro gets kidnapped by some Arabian lord who's in exile, and he needs Jason Statham to kill 3 SAS officers. Who each of which killed one of this Arabian lord's sons, so he can go back to his country and say, "Look, I have avenged myself." So essentially, he's cheating his way back into being king of the country, essentially. And Jason Statham, and he says, if you don't do it, Robert De Niro will die.
Yeah.
No one wants Robert De Niro to die, so he says yes.
Like I said, it had the right ingredients, but it just... Yes, the background music was good, but it was just so badly shot.
There were so many pointless scenes as well. Yeah. I mean, there's a scene where Clive Owen and Jason Statham run into each other in a hospital, and Jason Statham is driving off, and Clive Owen gives chase, and the car chase just basically takes place in the car park of this hospital, then they go back into the hospital. And it's like, why do you need that car chase? Why do you need the car chase then? That is a completely pointless scene. I mean, it's literally, they drove around the car park in a bit of a rough fashion, and then went in and had a fight. And the fight is actually pretty brutal. Bad. It's brutal, but it is badly shot, I will give you that. And there's a lot of rough editing in this film as well. It's like Columbiana last week. with its choppy editing. There's so much of that.
I think Colombiana was better than this. Colombiana had much better explosions. And,
if we're talking about like general like editing and like how they cut the shots together, I think this is probably on a par of shitness with Colombiana, because it's just chop, 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 chop all the time, and you really can't tell who's where. I mean, you have another confrontation, because Jason Statham and Clive Owen just seem to keep running into each other and beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, and then instead of one of them killing the other one, they both just run off, and you think to yourself, wait a minute.
Yeah, he's a big prop. It's like Jason Statham has the upper hand, and he's got like a gun to his head. It's like, he's a massive problem, and he's going to come back and try and find you again. Why don't you just kill him?
It reminds me of Mission Impossible 2, where Tom Cruise, there's one scene where he could have just killed the bad guy, but instead he throws down the gun, and he and the bad guy have like a 5-10 minute fighting scene.
What?
Anyway, sorry, that's Mission Impossible 2.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I've seen 1 and 3, but 2 is meant to be an awful film.
I'd leave it alone.
Yeah, but I don't know that happened in it, and that's just laughable. Really, that's absolutely laughable.
I remember seeing that at the cinema. There were just so many of us just laughing because we got thinking, you could have just shot him.
Yeah,
you could have
bang, and you're dead.
But no, the director wanted to carry on filming.
No, but there was just so much like average qualities about this film. Nothing was really special. I mean, yeah, you kind of had like a good performance. Well, I don't think Jason Statham ever gives like a spectacular performance.
Oh, come on, Jason Statham, Crank, Transporter. I was disappointed in him because I would have expected
everything was just so bland, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even Robert De Niro was like surprised such a actor of his quality was in such a weirdly boring film as this one.
Maybe that's the clue. He was bored.
That being said, I did give it a fairly generous score. I think I was slightly generous with my scores this week. I gave it a 5.
5?
And you've just seen my score, and that's alright.
It was a 5.
I think it was...
I gave it a 3, and I was being generous in giving it a 3.
See, I do agree it went on for far too long. You could have at least cut 20 minutes out of that.
You could have cut a lot more of that.
Yeah, but, just to make it like a 1.5 hour film, just like get it over and done with. But it's like 1 hour 50 minutes or something, and you just by like 1.5 hours you're just like, all right, just kill each other already. And they have that point that's like, the whole thing just ends so like mysteriously and badly. It's just like, okay,
I know the cover of the DVD looks good, don't make the same mistake we did.
To be honest, I
accept this film.
You got the like nice kind of flashy looking front cover, and the back cover it does look like some sort of B-movie DVD, because you've got really badly placed pictures and all the just scrawly text and everything. It's just like it looks half-assed. The DVD, it just looks half-assed, and that's probably the film explained down to a T. It is just a bit half-assed.
It had, like I said before, it had the right ingredients, they just weren't mixed well together.
So I gave it a 5.
3.
So we've had really different opinions this show. I'm not sure if it'll be different next show. I mean, we've got 2 more. I think those are the better films next show.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sure about the trailers, but
one of them's on a par. Yeah,
one of them's on a par, but I don't think we've got like a definite. I know I've got a definite favourite film of the week, but none of these are it. I mean, these were 2 like
my film of the week would have to be Fright Night.
And I so disagree with you. That is such a this is Fright Night round 2. I can't bring myself to like that film. I mean, 4 is being pretty generous for me. I could have gone with I think on second thoughts, I probably could have gone with a 2, maybe even a 1.
I gave it a 9.
You were harsh and you gave it a 9. There is no harshness in giving it a 9.
That's only because David Tennant and his swearing, but
but that is the most pointless character. I mean,
he was only in it just to. Well, I don't even know why he was in it.
Yeah, do we need to bump the rating up a little bit? We've got violence, we've got nudity. What do we do?
That film did go. It worked really well. You had the mother, the girlfriend, the son, and the vampire guy. And then for some reason they just threw him in.
And he doesn't. He gives him a like special stake that because they have the obvious thing as loved ones get kidnapped and stuff like that. It's like, use this people. So he's like a kind of plot device, but that's it. He's not actually like a proper character.
he was just thrown in for comedy, but they didn't need him for comedy because the rest of the film is beautiful in terms of comedy.
Unintentionally, it's so... I just really...
So bad it was good.
Baffles my mind as to, you know, just how... As to what is happening with this film. I really do not get it. I know you have a bit of a... I'm still looking at the score on your piece of paper, and I was just like, 9! It really was not that good.
It was, come on. All you horror fans out there.
I'm one of them. I'm one of those horror fans. I love my horror films.
All you B-movie horror fans out there.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, that's not me.
This isn't B-movie. Fright Night's not, like I said earlier, it's not a B-movie, but it's on the right lines. Oh, yeah.
Oh, but this was just so bad. Yeah, I think we have to end it there before we come to fists over it.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you,
next
tomorrow.
episode.
Yeah, tomorrow in the next episode. Got 2 more films and everything, so yeah.
Take care.
Oh, take care. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
That was good.
9! Really?